Oh my, we can confidently be excited for this one because the Heat win 115-107 against the New York Knicks, and it felt so good to beat the Knicks because a couple reasons. One, we have not beaten the Knicks last season, which leads to number two is how good they are, and maybe I was wrong about the Heat roster and all that type of stuff. Because boy, did they played so good. Oh, so good. Now, of course, the fourth quarter, it was too close for comfort, but they played well enough to salvage this victory. So, and now the Heat are 2-1 to start the season, and their only loss was in Orlando, which I was there for. Man, I would say you are very convenient with your type of thing. Anyway, but anyway, man, yeah, the Heat and the Knicks, they go back and forth against each other. We were seeing some shots with Norman Powell. I mean, Norman Powell might have played his best game with his Heat uniform already, and it's like he's only starting his new chapter with the Miami Heat, and he's just balling. He is just balling, but everybody else was balling too. Okay, Bam, I thought had a decent game. Andrew Wiggins had that clutch shot at the fourth quarter. But again, Norman Powell, man. But the biggest difference between this game and last game, actually a couple of games, our bench really stepped up. I'm talking Fontacchio had 14 points and Jaime Jaquez with 17 points. They were terrific, especially in the paint. Fontacchio had some shooting those 3-pointers as well. And then they were solid. They were solid against the Knicks. Now, I will say this though, with the Knicks, there were some scary moments. And then you have players like Karl Anthony Towns who struggle tremendously on the 3-point line. Of course, those 2 3-pointers came at the fourth quarter when they were making this comeback. But the Heat's defense sort of did their job. They sort of did their job, okay? And while in the process of being up by, I think it was many as 17, it's actually 18. The Knicks, yeah, no problems with Jalen Brunson. Of course, it's Brunson. Any shot he releases, he makes it just instantly. He has not missed. Well, it says he's 14 and 26, but I think he missed some of the. I think he made every single shot. Anyway, I'm totally joking. By the way, I'm saying it because it didn't feel like it. You know, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. Mikal Bridges was also a good player in this one. He played more minutes than Brunson did, but yeah, Brunson, a superstar, which the Heat kind of lacked a little bit, but they don't need a superstar at this one. And of course, they got OG Anunoby, who is still lights out in the 3-pointers. Yes, he made 4 of them, but he also missed 8 of them, which still, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But the Knicks, they were shooting a lot of threes. And I have to imagine the Knicks fans were probably as frustrated as, what the hell just happened? I have to imagine the Knicks fans were probably frustrated with the Knicks just shooting too many 3-pointers that just won't go in. You know what I'm trying to say? That was me. That was me the other day. That was because when the Heat was shooting 3-pointers, they were not going into the hoop. So you begged them to charge in, and then you go in the paint. Because the Knicks were 15 and 54 in 3-pointers. The Knicks, I think I said the Knicks. Knicks was 15 and 54. The Heat was 13-37. Now, when the Heat was losing the lead as the Knicks were making this comeback, they would cause the turnovers. The turnovers were being caused and all that type of stuff in the fourth quarter. But then Andrew Wiggins made that insane 3 to put in the cake. David Mitchell made some good shots as well. And Mitchell was, I thought, was pretty good defensively and semi-offensively, because the only complaint is, my gosh, the free throws are killing me. The free throws are killing me. The Heat is 26-31 You would love it to be 31-31, but that's just not possible. Nobody's complaining about the officiating, except for one. Except for one time with Norman Powell getting the flagrant foul, which is bullshit. I don't think he intended to try to infringe the landing zone of the player. I forgot which player it was. I think it might have been Josh Hart. Was it? I have to double check. Let me double check real quick. I think it was somebody else. But no, how could that be a flagrant foul if he? Okay, it was Mikal Bridges. Okay, sorry about that. But bro, that can't be a flagrant foul because he was not in the infringement zone of the landing area for Mikal Bridges. There's just no way. Sorry, there's no way. Bridges makes 2 out of 3 because it was outside the three-pointer at the corner. That's what tied the game at 76-76. They went back and forth with these against each other. First quarter score was 27-24 Knicks. Second quarter score ends up being 57-54 Miami. Third quarter was clearly a best quarter, despite the flagrant. It ends with a 88-81 lead for the Miami Heat. Jovic nearly made that half-court shot, man. Jovic was pretty good with the three-pointers. It was pretty good. Now there were some challenges between these two teams with who touched it last, going out of bounds, and all that type of stuff. Both of which won the challenge, and funny thing enough is that both of them involved Drew Smith. So there's that. There's that as well. But Jalen Brunson not missing a darn shot in the third quarter. I don't think he did. And then they were making this comeback. Now, when the Heat was leading, I want to say 105-87, when Norman Powell makes that good three-pointer, then the Knicks started to make this comeback, and I'm instantly worried. But then Davion Mitchell makes that good three-pointer, and it's all Jalen. Not all, but it was mostly Jalen Brunson, and then there were some times where it was Karl Anthony Towns, and then Josh Hart with the shot. And Davion Mitchell with how could you see Bam when you're double teamed in the perimeter, and then he had the out of bounds pass that hooks that pass to Bam, and he was wide open in the paint, and then dunks it in. I mean, how did he see Bam on the ball, Davion Mitchell? Just how? And we had some chances to do the alley-oop layup, and Wiggins was missing the alley-oop layup after Hamilton missed a three-pointer, because the Knicks were struggling with three. You would have to rebound against the Knicks, and we were out-rebounded by 2, I think. And then Karl Anthony Towns, of course, making these threes now, as he was struggling all game long. Brunson with the driving layup to be down by 5 in the Knicks. And then, of course, Andrew Wiggins pretty much sealed the deal and won us the game for the Miami Heat. And Bam with that alley-oop dunk from Nikola Jovic. It was a nasty dunk as well. Karl Anthony Towns makes the dunk, and then that's it. That's it. The final score of this game is 115. Miami, who starts the season 2-1. 107 New York Knicks also start the season 2-1. All right, let's look at the box score. OG Anunoby with 14 points, with 4 for 12 and three-pointers, 2 for 2 free throws, with 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, and a block. Karl Anthony Towns with 15 points, with 2 for 8 in three-pointers. All of them are in the fourth quarter. 6 for 14 in field goals, 1 for 2 in free throws, with 18 rebounds. 17 of those were defensive rebounds, so that's an obvious double-double. 2 assists and 2 blocks. Huck Party with 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Mikal Bridges with 20 points, with 3 for 5 in three-pointers, 7 for 11 in field goals, 3 for 4 in free throws, with 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And, of course, Jalen Brunson with 37 points, with 5 for 11 in three-pointers, 14 for 26 in field goals, 4 for 4 in free throws, with 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Miami, Andrew Wiggins, 9 points, 4 for 9 in field goals, including that three-pointer. That was that game-winning three-pointer that ultimately that was clutch. I'm sorry, it was clutch. But he makes that one three-pointer at the end of the game. So clutch shot, Andrew Wiggins. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Bam Adebayo with 19 points with 1 for 5 in three-pointers. They had that one three-pointer somewhere in the fourth or third quarter. 5 for 15 in field goals with 8 for 8 in free throws. Awesome job by Bam Adebayo. 8 for 8 in free throws. You love to see that. 13 field goals, wow. 13 rebounds, 12 of them were defensive rebounds. That's what you love to box out. 3 assists, 1 steal. He got a double-double, another double-double to add on to his top list of Heat franchise double-double list. Khalil Ware, just 5 points. One of them was a three-pointer. That was just an easy three-pointer. And one more in the paint with 8 rebounds, 1 steal. You will love to see more of Khalil Ware. I'm telling you, once he gets it going, it's gonna be a scary NBA. Because once Khalil Ware starts to be aggressive, it's over. Norman Powell, clearly our best player tonight. 29 points, 3 for 6 in three-pointers, 7 for 15 in field goals, 12 for 12 in free throws, including a couple of those 3-point free throws. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. And then Davion Mitchell with 9 points, 1 three-pointer, 3 for 6 in field goals. That three-pointer that happened in the fourth quarter as well. 2 for 4 in free throws with 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. And then the bench, Simone Fontecchio with 14 points with 3 for 5 in three-pointers, 5 for 8 in the paint with 1 for 2 in free throws with 4 rebounds, 1 steal. And then Jaime Jaquez just was incredible in this game. He was awesome. 17 points for him, 8 for 12 in the paint, 1 for 2 in free throws with 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Jaime was awesome off the bench. He was awesome off the bench, man. If he continues this, boy, it's going to be... I might be very wrong. And of course, I'm wrong about the Miami Heat all the time because I say they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, I was half right. But it started off going to the play-in. And I predicted the Heat going to the play-in. I don't know. It's still early to say. We take it one game at a time. Now we'll look at the team stats, and this fucking thing keeps popping up. Let me try again. 38. There we go. 38-83 for the Heat for field goals. That's 45.8%. 38 to 98 with the Knicks. That's 38.8%. 13 for 37 for the Heat with 3-pointers. 35.1%. 15 for 54 for the Knicks. I think I said this earlier. That's 27.8%. Free throws, 26 free throws out of 31 for the Heat. That's 83.9%. 16 for 21 for the Knicks. They don't shoot as many free throws as the Heat did. That's partially the reason why we won this game. Is because of those free throws. But getting out rebounds by 2 with 52 of the 50. Most of them were offensive rebounds. That was hurting the Miami Heat. The offensive rebounds, they have 16 offensive rebounds. We only have 9. But the defensive rebounds, though, 41. It's still a factor. 25 assists for the Heat, 22 assists for the Knicks, 9 steals for the Knicks, 7 steals for the Heat, only 1 block for the Heat, 3 blocks for the Knicks. Both teams with 16 turnovers. How do we win this game? It's pretty evident right here that the Knicks 3-pointers were not going down at all. Sure, they made more 3-pointers than we do, but if you're shooting this many 3-pointers and you're making these rebounds and you're making more free throws than they are, that might win you a game. So that's awesome. Anyway, the next game for the Miami Heat is going to be on Tuesday against the Charlotte Hornets. Surprisingly, they have a good start of the season. Charlotte is now 2-1 to start the season on this time of recording. I hope we beat the Hornets. Just saying. And then our next game is going to be a tough one against San Antonio Spurs on Thursday. That is before Halloween. That's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a very, very tough game. Wemby is on a reign of terror. But let's not talk about San Antonio. We got to talk Charlotte on coming Tuesday. But anyway, guys, there you go. That's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe our content, because Miami TVG has it back. And when he does, he'll be right through with the free entertainment you deserve. Great win for the Miami Heat. Let's do it again on Tuesday. Tomorrow we're off. I think I'm going to do stuff on my gaming channel. So taking a night off from Miami TVG. Of course, there's going to be a TikTok short up here, but I'm probably going to take a day off tomorrow and then come back Tuesday with 2 games. All right, man. This is Miami TVG sign off, folks. 2 for 2 tonight. Good night.